Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Steffanie Rivers. Come on into the conversation. We are multicasting on several platforms, so you could be watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, trying to add threads. But on whatever platform you're watching, we want to welcome you to the conversation. And I know if you're new to the conversation, you're going to like something that you hear. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first to know. And I said I was going to name off some of my new subscribers. So I want to thank you to Dennis P. Jones for subscribing. Thanks to Richard Bino. I'm sorry, that was Denise P. Jones, Richard Bino, Diane Long, Dwayne Stevens, Marie Brooks. Thank you for subscribing. So I'm sure you have heard of the adage that says two people can keep a secret if one of them is dead. But these days, not even one person can keep a secret if they use the internet search to plan their crime. So that's what cops are saying in Alabama about Carlee Russell. Now, they claim her internet searches are looking like she planned her disappearance because her story ain't storying, y'all. Now, they're calling Carlee the Black Gone Girl. Remember that movie, Gone Girl? Calling her the Black Gone Girl because they said she staged her 2-day disappearance. And we know that when white people lie, white women lie and say they were kidnapped and they were assaulted, and they show back up and we find out that they lied, they can lie 100 times. And 100 times, someone is still going to go look for them. The cops have stopped short of calling Carlee a liar, but Black Twitter and Black Threads are saying her story is giving Jussie Smollett vibes. So Black people are also saying that Carlee's lies make it harder for other Black people who legitimately go missing to get the media attention that they deserve. So what do you think about that? If you think that Carlee's alleged crime or alleged disappearance, and if we find out that she really did lie, do you think it's going to make it harder for law enforcement to take legitimate circumstances serious? So they went as far, somebody went as far when Carlee went missing for 2 days, y'all. They went as far as to create t-shirts, put her face on mugs, on pillows, saying, of course, they're trying to sell some stuff, but saying she's a missing person. So people were going out of their way to search for her, and rightfully so. So my question is, did Carlee Russell's did Carlee Russell hurt the Black and missing narrative? If your relative goes missing, do you think they will bring up the Carlee Russell incident and say, you know what, she probably just went away for a couple of days, give us, now they're going to change it to 48 hours before they start looking. I don't know, but that's what's going on. So while I agree that Carlee Russell's alleged kidnapping leads to more questions than answers, do her inconsistencies in her story really make it harder for other missing Black people to get needed media attention? Or is that comparison unfair? Now, I'm asking this because a lot of us, the way we act these days in public, we meaning Black people, people in general, but specifically Black people, because I know white people do stuff, Asian people do stuff, Latino people do stuff, but I'm not talking about them. Like your mama used to tell you, you're my family, I'm your mama. I want to talk about, I'm going to make sure you do right. And that's why I'm addressing this issue today. Are you just like Carlee Russell in some type of way? And we're going to get into it. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first to know. So the way some of y'all are coming at Carlee Russell, it proves that we understand how the actions of an individual can skew the perception of the rest of us. In this case, the stereotypical views of Black people. But here's what I want to know. Why do so many of us never ask ourselves the question, how might my actions and behavior lead to negative perceptions of Black people? Now, I know that I ask myself that, just in general, I want to make sure that I'm representing myself and my people and my mother, my family. I want to make sure I represent them well. But does your behavior set Black people back 100 years? Have you ever asked yourself that? Well, when you are doing the following things, when I see Black people, some Black people, and the way they dress and behave in public, it's hard for me to believe that Black people as a collective group buy into the collective accountability theory because of these things. Do you wear pajamas in public looking like you couldn't be bothered to get dressed? Or do you parade around half naked with your butt cheeks hanging out, your cleavage busting out of your shirt, spilling over your shirt, and as if your only asset is your ass? Do you do that? Because that is just as bad as what Carlee Russell did. Okay? Do you wear head bonnets in public as if the 5,000 people that are seeing you at the airport are not worthy of your best, and you're saving your best for the 50 people that you plan to do your hair for later that night? It just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, people. Do you wear lash extensions that make it look like you got butterflies on your eyeballs? Because they're just so long. They're just so long. It's like, what's going on right now? Do you wear nails that are so long that personal hygiene becomes a difficult task? These are the questions that I would think we would ask ourselves. Are you just like Carlee Russell? Do you set Black people back 100 years with the stuff that you do and the behavior that you exhibit in public? Do your pants sag off your ass anytime? Because I don't think there's a good time or a better time for your pants to sag off your butt and showing your butt crack. It just makes no sense. Do you talk loud on your cell phone like you're giving a public address, but you're really just having a personal conversation? Like you're trying to impress somebody with what is going on in your life? We're not impressed. At least I'm not impressed. Do you act ratchet for no reason? Is there ever a reason to act ratchet? Now, if you do these things, you're just as guilty as Carlee, except there's no law against it. But that doesn't matter because it's just as bad. It's a negative stereotype. It creates a narrative that is not good for you personally or for your family or for Black people in general. Now, y'all know that Monique, she calls herself Auntie Monique, and she has been known to do videos, especially about the bonnet thing. Remember a couple of months ago, or maybe a year ago, she did a video about how she saw people in the airport with bonnets on, and she called herself gently correcting Black women who give off ratchet vibes in public. And when she does, some of y'all come at her like she slapped y'all's mama for no reason. But we're quick to see other people's shortcomings, okay? All the while thinking that our boo-boo don't stink. Then we get mad when other people, other races of people, want to negatively stereotype us. If we don't want people to negatively stereotype us, we need to stop acting like stereotypes, okay? That's the first step, okay? And before you email me and tell me how other races do other things, I know all that. But like I said, sometimes is a time for a conversation between family, and I consider Black people to be of the same tribe of people that we need to address some issues and not talking about what other people do, but how we amongst ourselves create some of the issues that we face. However minor, however minuscule they might be, sometimes we just have to act better, so people will look at us differently. Now, since it's clear that we realize that one person's actions can lead to generalizations about us, let's do better individually and teach our kids that when they step out of the house, not only do they represent themselves, but they represent their individual families, they represent the organizations that they're a part of, and they represent Black people in general. And so the question, is, do we even care about that? But when you lash out at somebody like a Carlee Russell, who clearly might be going through something more deep than just the just saying I was lost or I got kidnapped, there's clearly something else wrong for somebody to go through all of that. If it turns out that she lied, because we still don't know the whole story. And but it seems like we're quick to say, oh, she's setting us back, oh, she's making it hard for the real people who are in trouble. But then we don't look at our own behavior and actions and say, how can I represent myself better, and the people who love me and the people who look up to me, how can I represent them better? That's what I would suggest. So that's all I have for you tonight. So as you get ready for a new week at work, or just walking around, just going to the mall or what have you, that's not to say that we have to get dressed up or have to try to impress someone else. But if that's what you're thinking that this is, I would say have better standards for how you represent yourself. Let's start there. And if you have elevated standards of how you represent yourself and how you carry yourself, then that's all that needs to happen. Because if you are ultimately satisfying yourself and being a better representative of yourself, then the rest of us probably wouldn't have a problem. But it's just when you have no standards about how you represent yourself or how you fall out of the house looking and acting, that reflects negatively on the rest of us who look like you. So to find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal. And I also need to add, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Threads, because I'm now on Threads. Follow me. To find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the eurweb.com. Thank you so much and have a super day.